It's a lack of consistency that got me where I am. I used to be skinny and I had a six pack, but now this, that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't gain weight in my legs. I have gained weight in my face. You can probably see in the background that picture. Now, I don't want to break my camera because it's a tripod. See if I can zoom in. Can't zoom in on this mode. Okay. Well, that is the picture of me when I was a young girl 30 years ago. 17. I'm only 47, y'all. And since then, I think when I was graduated from high school, I was 120 pounds. Maybe I was 120. And I remember I had to be. When I got to college, I'm a foodie. I've always been a foodie. It didn't hit me until I got to college, but it was a good thing in college. So I went from like 120 pounds at 17 to when I got to college. I think by the time I turned 18, I was 135, and I loved it because I'm 5'5", and I still had a six pack at 135. I was, I used to dress up and wear heels to class, so I didn't need, I didn't really need to exercise. I went to performing arts school, so our PE was dancing. So I did dance, I did musical theater. So I haven't always been over 100 pounds where I started, right? Part of it, and I'm going to be brutally honest, I'm from the South. And 30 years ago, 35 years ago, people used to pick on you when you were too skinny, at least where I was from, from being in the South. It wasn't a good thing to be skinny. I knew a lot of girls, and I'm still friends with them. Everybody wanted to gain 15, 20 pounds. Like, we didn't want to be little. I think when I first started high school, now mind you, my school was 8th to 12th back then. I didn't have middle school in my area. And I was at a performing arts school. So I wanted to gain. I did not want to be skinny. I wanted to be shapely. And I think that's still a thing in the Black community. We still want that shape, but we don't want no stomach. I did not have a stomach. People, you always be like, oh my God, you have the best stomach. Like, I had that Janet Jackson six pack. I literally did. I did. I could pull some pictures out, some evidence and proof, but maybe not this video, but another video. Well, I know I can. I'm a naturally muscular person. I know some people classify ectomorph, endomorph, etc., etc. I'm the one that I need to exercise and I need to eat red meat. I have, like I told you before in a previous video, I have over 400 or 500 books. I'm a nerd, okay? You can see these degrees. I have 4 degrees. I read. I don't really consume a lot of fiction. I read. I research a lot. So you're not talking to somebody who doesn't know the science of what makes her fat. I have been comfortable with my fat because I love food. It is not because I don't know how to work out. Now, I will say that I'm 244 pounds. I think it's 2.2. I have to go back to look at the video that I made this morning. And I'm not sure I'm going to show this on that video. I may wait to Sunday to show that. But being 244 pounds and 5'5" doesn't sit well in your body, right? When I started consistently blogging, I did have a point in my life where I consistently blogged each week. And that was in 2010. And at that time, I was a divorced mother of 2 boys. My goal was to get a husband. Let's be clear. So I, at that time, was 189 pounds. Now I want to say I could embed that video into this video so you could go back and watch that. When I started that video in 2010, I did it in January 2010, I was 189.5 pounds. And I did lose. I went down to 168 by that April. Because my son, my youngest son's my oldest son's birthday is in April. My youngest son's birthday is in February. So I was trying to hit, that target. And I did. What happened? I got comfortable and I started traveling and eating because I felt like I looked good. I didn't have any fat rolls. I think I did videos talking about I ain't had no fat rolls. Now I didn't have a six pack. I had to wear my little waist trainer, but I felt like I got comfortable and I was getting attention, right? The next year, I met my current husband. We got married in 2011. I met my current husband. Then the next year after that, we got married. And so I got very comfortable, and it's not his fault. Now, he can cook. I'm going to tell you the truth. You see my husband. And he does love me sincerely. You don't find that with everybody. My first husband, not saying that he didn't love me, but we won't talk about that. He's not here. He's deceased. Died a couple of years ago. But he wasn't the same. Let's just say that. My current husband, he is a little bit more love me for my brain, type thing, that type of thing. So I got very comfortable over the last, almost 12 years. Let's just be clear. And when I met him, I think I was like 100 and I wasn't 168. I was like 173. I remember my weight because I track my weight. I've been tracking my weight sometimes more consistently than others. So I was still overweight, but I wasn't obese. Technically, I'm clinically obese. As of today's date, if I were to go to the doctor would be like, oh my God, because I have tested for pre-diabetes. My A1C level is too high. It's like borderline. And I honestly don't know if that would put me in a diabetic range. It could. And I've heard so many different variables. I don't want to claim it. But I have to do something because number one, it doesn't feel good. There's a lot of women that can carry a lot of weight because of the way they're built. I have a medium frame. I'm not small frame and I'm not large frame. You know how some people have these real big legs and all that. I don't have those real big legs and real big but your wrists are real big. Like I can put my thumb to my wrist. I'm scared. Excuse my nails. I'm gonna filled in tomorrow. I can. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna do something to my hair. I just washed it last night and I'm blow dried it and then I just put it up in a ponytail. But this is more cathartic to me than it was before. I think I have been busy being busy, and I've been busy as a teacher. I teach engineering and technology, and there's a lot of competitions that come with that. My students have done very well over the years. It took a while to build it up to where they are now, and we're still climbing. And it is a lot, between robotics competitions, about 50 competitions a year. My life gets very chaotic. On top of that, I'm a mother. My boys are grown now. They're 18 and 20, and then I have a stepson that's 19. I don't want to say, because people say, why do you say stepson? Well, he's, bonus son, right? So he didn't come out my stomach. I can't blame him on the weight. This is what I mean. But I'm comfortable. I have been comfortable. Let's say that. Eating when I want to eat. I have been guilty in the past of indulging eating out. I love when people go out to eat with me and I'm like, let me order this appetizer, let me taste this, let me taste that. And you don't know how many calories that stuff is. When I travel, I'm going on a cruise and it's going out of control. Most of my weight, to be honest with you, has come from me traveling. That's facts. Now, last year, I think I did a good job. Honestly, my highest weight, I'm at 244 now. but my highest weight has been, I think, either 254 or 252. And in 2022, I had lost 20 pounds. I went from like maybe it was 152. I'm trying to remember. I have to go back and look at my I use carb counter. I do eat carbs. Um, but I want to say it was either 152 or 154. So I went down like 20 pounds and then gained, 10, 15 back, give or take whatever day it is. And that, when you get comfortable and you stop tracking, or you hit a plateau, or when I do, that's what happens. I'm gonna be honest with you. 100, I'm not a liar at all. I just have to admit my faults. I'm good at judging myself, and I'm not beating myself up. I believe I'm beautiful at this weight, and I'm beautiful at that weight. My personality, I feel like, it's the best thing about me, because I genuinely care about people. But I can't care about people more than I care about myself. This is not this journey that I'm about to take. It's not about getting a man, because I have a man. Okay. It's more about really it's my health and wellness, because I don't like the pains that I get out the blue. When you get in your 40s, and that is so true. Like, I didn't really have pain like I do. I have pains, y'all. I was doing good, especially in 2022. I was, working in the gym, doing the squats and this and that. Then all of a sudden, I've got this sciatica out of nowhere. Now, the first time I had sciatica was when I had my first son. It was a sharp pain down the side of my leg. And it remained for about 2 weeks. But, because I gained 40-something pounds when I was pregnant with both boys. For my oldest, 44 pounds, and my youngest, 42. I'm bigger now than I was when I was pregnant. I'm going to be clear. And again, I used to have a six-pack. Some women, I had a low body fat count. I think if I were to go back, because I've been looking at body fat pictures, I think my body fat in college, let's go back to in college, I think my body fat was definitely under 20 or 21%. It probably was anywhere between 18 and 21%. So when you have a low body fat, you can carry, more weight than some people, because you're more muscle than anything. Right now, my body fat per my scale is at 50.4. Either 50.4 or 51. I have to go back and look at the numbers again. So I'm more fat than I am fit, right? I'm more fat than I am muscle. And I feel like that makes me that ages me, right? Because there's some people that I went to school with that look the same since college, or the same since high school, but they work out. Like, they either run or they do weights. I did a video, and it doesn't have my face. It was a faceless video that I did, and I put it on my channel. I actually made the video. I use Pictory, if you ever used that before. And I created a video. I pulled clips, from YouTube and things like that, and did the little AI voice that everybody hears. And I made a video about the top 10 women over 50 that I feel like are my top 10. I'm sure there's some more people, but these are the ones that I know. And they look amazing. They look 20 plus years younger. I mean, one of them was Chef Babette, and she's a vegan. Now that's a process for me. It was so many different women. So go back and watch that video so you can see that. And they're all on social media. Some of them don't post as much as others. Of course, some of them are more on Instagram than they are on YouTube. You know how people have their own thing, right? But I'm saying all this to say that what I'm trying to do with this channel, I strategically rebooted this channel. Believe it or not, I came to YouTube a year after YouTube started. YouTube started in 2005. I literally came in 2006. That was a very strong year for me, and a hurtful year as well, because I got a divorce that year. But then I learned my strength. I bought 3 houses. I already owned one, and I had to talk about that in another video. I was a mother of little boys. They were 3 and 1 at the time. So battling the divorce, and I was getting all these things. So it's easy for me to acquire things. Like I said, I know how to read. I'm very sociable. But I wasn't taking care of myself. I lost myself in the process. And that I got to take my life back. So hopefully you'll share this journey with me, because maybe it's somebody else who has the same problem. Happy New Year.